Well, good morning, traders. It's an interesting open expected here in Asia. You know, if you look at the Australian market, the ASX 200, we saw a weaker picture yesterday, but the SPI futures are up about 0.5%, indicative of a positive open. We've obviously focused on the RBA as we go into the back end of the afternoon. We're not expecting it to be a volatility event. The statement should remain remarkably unchanged, and therefore, the Aussie dollar shouldn't see too much of a movement. What we are watching, though, is what's happening in the Chinese equity markets. They are on absolute fire. Everyone's been talking about them. The level of margin debt used for transactions stands around 12 trillion renminbi at the moment. The market has taken a green light from Xinhua, or an article that was published yesterday in the Securities Journal, talking about a new bull market in the A shares, marking new opportunities, or the beginning of new opportunities. Taking that as a green light to start buying stocks again in earnest. We didn't need much of a cue. That market was already moving, but it's now gone parabolic. And if you look at A50 futures, or the CN50 is what we call an MT4, MT5. They're up another 2.5%. Hang Seng futures up about 70 basis points. So we're going to see further buying coming through there. That market remains one that I think people will be buying on dips until authorities can stand in there. There has been some relaxation of the margin financing debt, and I think that's also something to consider as we go forward. But we've also seen a big move in dollar CNH to the downside, and that inflows into the CNH has caused some of the China proxies to do quite well. So if you're looking for a reason why we're seeing good buying in the euro, the Aussie, the Kiwi, I'd be looking very closely at what we've been seeing in the CNH. And if that continues to strengthen, then you're going to see those China proxies working quite well as we go through the day. Also watching what's happening in the US, volumes were very, very light going through the S&P 500, 25% below the 30-day average. We've seen a really strong ISM services number, much stronger than what's expected. And as what you've seen real yields moving sharply low, about 5 or 6 basis points. And that's really put a bid back into the NASDAQ. That's why we've been seeing the outperformance playing through there. So a stronger day expected here. Again, all eyes on China. Let's see what happens on that open there.